Okay.
Where we are, what we're doing.
Well, we're gonna find out, aren't we? We
Pretend I know what I'm doing. Go live.
yes, we are live. Yes. So we are live. Hello, folks, including the other part of our party, which is represented here by a couple blank screens with some Star Wars script on them.
Hooray!
We are once again back with our Star Wars Edge of the Empire campaign, and we are going to pick up with the other part of the split party, the folks who were on the planet of Dantian 1, hoping to rescue their comrades when they last received a message from Zag saying, "We have good news, we have escaped the hut. Bad news, Prince Darrow of Kron has just showed up in his ship and we are being recaptured."
Yeah.
So, in order, when this actually happens, you are all still in the midst of talking to Mama Tigo on the world of Dantian 1 in her little hut. And so basically you receive a message from the comlink. You don't actually get Zag's message immediately because it's just like a message relayed from the ship. So you have to basically kind of figure out like, okay, well, what's the message, and establish a link to the back to the ship, meaning the grasshopper. And then when you receive that, you hear the message, and by that time there's not much you can do. So they are gone. And you were on the planet.
How much did we like those guys?
How much are we really committed to that?
I like Mama Tiga, but I don't think she actually cares what we do. Now what?
She is in the process, by the way, of trying to sell you guys various other things that she happens to have on site, like you know. It's like, oh, this would look. She's got like a hat. She's like, this would look nice on you. You should try that.
Oh no!
Just trying it.
If it was parts, I was gonna be worried about Sorbo. If she's got hats, I should worry about myself.
Exactly. See that you never know who might want a nice hat. So we are still here on Dantian 1. You were talking to Mama Tigo. It looks like the reason d'etre of talking to her and making a deal with her has just departed on a ship for points unknown. And so how do you want to address this with her? I mean, obviously no deal has been made yet. So
I imagine there's this sort of minute of like, you look up from the communicator and I look down at you and we're both kind of like, as she's sitting there looking expectantly at us like, okay, we got a deal, right?
So, do you need anything run back to Batuu?
Batuu?
Do you need it's like drop a card off to anybody, or they've got a couple of good jerky places, but I don't know when I'm going to be back. I honestly am not sure how the delivery is here either. So, I mean, if you want jerky, like we're going to have to figure out some sort of deal. I'll need at least 2 hats.
I think Sorbo's just going to kind of sigh and
what?
Give her like a bow and be like, the new hires are problematic, and apparently we don't have to rescue them from where we thought we did.
Yeah, because now there was someone who's way more likely to kill them. Oh.
It's
she gives you what you think are some kind of condolences, and then again, and then again offers Laina a hat.
Ooh. Wait.
A floppy
what do
hat.
I have to do for the hat?
It's 5 credits.
Okay. Yeah, I'll even tip her one.
Okay, there you go. 6 credits.
Actually,
oh well.
I just realized I don't have my Star Wars stuff open. Hang on.
All right, so there you go. Well, you can do that, but we can book the fact that it's recorded now. We know it has happened. You have paid 6 credits for a hat. So.
Sweet.
So you have a nice floppy hat.
I need my character redone with a hat, please.
Yes, exactly. Yes, we will add one. We'll add one presently. So that's the story there. Again, as a practical matter, you have no idea where Zag and Tom were taken, other than you could make a vague guess that they were taken to the Cronies' mandate, but you can't be sure of that. You have no idea where they are. So there's really very little you can do practically to pursue them in any event. You make your
Their message didn't seem to imply that they were in any particular like immediate danger of like, you gotta come get us. We're strapped to a table and the laser beam is slowly James Bonding its way up towards us, right?
I don't want to put words in Zag's mouth or characterize his response, but if I had to characterize it, I would call it exasperated.
Well, at least we're on the same page.
I believe the last thing you heard was Zag talking to Tom and saying, "I think I hate you."
At least we're on the same page.
Okay. So that's the last thing you remember. The grasshopper did pick up a vessel intercepting a smaller an escape pod, basically, not far from the orbit of Dantian 1, intercepting it, letting it go, and then jumping into hyperspace. So the sensors did pick that up, even though you weren't on board the ship.
Fair.
So, as was discussed in the last last session with you all, you technically have what you came for. You have the navicomputer. You still have the orrery. Lodicom and Andro, your original employers, or we will refer to them as Employer 1, are on the other side of the Dantian sun, waiting for your signal and place to rendezvous. So they are waiting for you whenever you so choose. Is there anything that you want to do on this planet, or any other deals you want to try to make, or things you want to leave for the future?
I think unless either of you two have a strong desire to get anything before we leave, what Sorbo mostly is sick of this system.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Okay.
Like nothing that we've done since we got here has worked the way we were expecting.
Hey, I love my hat.
Almost nothing we've done here
Thank you.
since we got here has worked.
I will actually. Could Laina and or Sorbo, could you give me one? Actually, no, it's Laina because you were doing it. Could you give me a charm roll, please?
Oh no.
Against two difficulty.
Oh, I never updated my character. I didn't.
Technically, you
I
haven't
did
technically
not.
haven't purchased anything under Charmer. I don't think so. I think that
Yeah.
it doesn't affect anything mechanically.
2 successes, 1 advantage.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry. You didn't give me any difficulty. I forgot about that.
And we didn't. Yeah, two purple dice. So finish that roll, and then I should note that we should roll Destiny as well.
So it should be 2 successes because it was 1 threat off of the
Okay,
difficulty.
so two
that drops
two-
the advantage.
Okay, so 2 successes. That's fine. So that works for me. But now I want everybody to roll a force die. Everybody roll a force die, including Bobkin and, well, not the characters who aren't here, but Bobkin and Laina and Sorbo.
Roll dice, white, boom.
There you go. So one more dark side. All right. So I'm going to remove
Yay.
I'm going to remove the other dice today because we only have those 3. There we go.
Why has he got wounds?
He has wounds because those are still left over from last time. Once we kind of abstract it and get into travel, we can get rid of all those wounds.
All right.
So that's what we've got for you've got 2 light side and 1 dark side. So the general consensus seems to be get off this planet as soon as possible, which is understandable, and get out of the system as soon as possible. So basically, you want to pick up some snacks and get going. You did, however, make that charm roll. So I'm going to say that Laina, you're going to get some snacks
Sweet.
from the local tavern.
Sorry, check.
When
Where'd Laina go to get snacks? Oh, yeah, that makes
and
sense.
yes, it's, the local cantina, which is the only place you can get snacks. And Mama Tigo actually shows up, coming the other way, with a bunch of stuff over her shoulder. including a droid and a bunch of crap.
Oh, hey.
So she, at first she. And then you hear another voice.
Hello, I am translating for Mama Tigo.
Is that coming from the pile of droid?
She says she would like to book passage on your vessel in return for the parts that your comrade wished to purchase.
Oh, well, you didn't tell us that you wanted you delivered to Batuu.
She says she has sold her holdings here and that there is no future in this system.
Oh.
It makes sense. That Hutt's a jerk.
Is this an acceptable offer to you?
Sure, but like, don't steal stuff. Sorbo gets mad.
Sorbo already trusts her. We were halfway through most of a deal. She seems reasonable. Also, we don't have very much worth stealing.
Fair.
She says she will take nothing on the honor of her 274 sons.
Wow, that's a lot of sons. All boys?
Sometimes
Not like a
it's
single daughter?
like skips a generation.
Oh. That's weird.
It will take some time to explain Jawa physiology and reproductive cycles.
I mean, it's a long ride, so. Do you co-pilot? I can teach you how to drive. Oh wait, Loda kills at that. I mean, I can show you.
She offers her services in mechanical matters, maintenance,
Oh,
repair.
okay, you can hang out with Sorbo.
Thank you. The offer is accepted.
Just like, wait a second, did I just have to decide whether or not I wanted to hang out with the mechanic?
So the rest of you, Sorbo and Bobkin, see Laina return with her bag of snacks in like a little carrier, a little fast food carrier, and Mama Tigo following behind with a bunch of stuff slung over her shoulder.
A bundle of droid parts, yes.
That's the Jawa, right?
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
And when
Hey
she comes,
guys,
go ahead.
guys, Mama Tigo needs a ride.
Outstanding.
I'm glad you're not trying to replace our wayward comrade this quickly. Ride is better.
Oh, I mean, she doesn't seem like the type that like writes about people's secrets or. I mean, maybe. Are you technically a spy? See,
She shakes her
not
head.
quite the replacement.
But she does when she walks up the ramp, hand a small bundle of parts to Bobkin.
Outstanding.
Oh, it was Bobkin that wanted him.
Outstanding.
Right. So that is her payment for passage.
Oh, sorry, Sorbo. I thought it was something for you. I wasn't really paying attention to what the offer was.
No. This is fine. Besides,
She
I'll know
does
that
say she
her
likes
hands
to
help me
fix
with the
things.
grasshopper. Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, so Bobkin, you have your parts.
Well, let's dig right into that and start poking around and playing with it.
Okay.
There's time.
So
And it also means there's actually someone else on the ship that's like Lena's size.
yes, it does. Well, if you notice, I made sure I had a visual from Lena's height level. I'm trying to pay more attention to having Lena level visuals. So like when you walk around, you're like, here's the hand railing way up here for me to hold on to.
Does that mean that you've got every other person we're going to meet this session just at like a belt buckle height?
That's exactly right. Yeah.
All the characters. Pete's found the way around it being like a copyrighted image.
Yes. It just yeah.
Everything's from the waist
Crop it
down.
Exactly.
up.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it. You just cut it off at the waist. So with that done, yes, Bobkin, you will be able to work on that. Probably not on the planet here because you guys are going to be getting out of here as quickly as possible. But in transit, you likely can. So unless there is anything else, we will assume that the grasshopper lifts off. Laina, you're doing the piloting. There's no need for a piloting roll. This is a routine takeoff from the Dancian 1.
I mean, depends on how many of those snacks I'm trying to eat at the same time.
Exactly. Well, if you want to make it more difficult for yourself.
No.
Cheese curls.
Just, yeah, exactly.
Hands on wheel. Whoops. Sorry.
We've done our too difficult already.
Yes.
Yeah, Sorbo's just like, please, can we just go?
Yes. The next time Andrew gets behind the pilot seat, he's gonna hold on to the controls like, what's with the cheese dust?
Why are they sticky?
What's with the cheese dust all over everything? Just orange fingers everywhere. So you head out of there and rendezvous with the Lost Legacy in the outer system, and then the Lost Legacy quickly makes the jump to hyperspace and gets the heck out of the Dancian system and away from Deluna the Hutt and his territory. So off you are. You are gone. That is done with. The trip back will take about 10 days. Again, basically because it's a long trip across the galaxy, and the Lost Legacy is not the fastest in hyperspace. So it's a multi-stage journey, but it is a known course. You've plotted it before, so you don't need to re-roll astrogation. It's known. You had plenty of time to plot it out. It's all good. So there's no need to worry about astrogation hazards, but what you might want to do is decide what are you going to do in those 10 days that you are in transit.
I know.
Yes.
I know Bobkin knows.
Bobkin first.
Bobkin first. Yes, Bobkin first. So, Bobkin, you will sit down in your quarters, in your bunk on the Lost Legacy, and start working on these parts, trying to remember everything that you were taught. It was basically the last thing that you were taught before everything went horrible. You were, in fact, meant to go with your master to Ilum and select your Kyber crystal at the time when everything went down. So you had been practicing, reading the technical guidance on how to assemble a lightsaber, and were preparing yourself for the task. Of course, that was all 10 years ago, so you're recalling all of this stuff that, frankly, you've kind of suppressed from your mind in all that time. So the way this works is this. It's not a difficult thing to assemble the components to make a lightsaber. The electronic parts are actually relatively simple. The trick is aligning the crystal. And in aligning the crystal, there is a little bit of a danger, but also an opportunity. The danger, of course, is that if it's really bad, you are going to break the crystal, and then you won't have a crystal anymore. That's only going to happen if you have repeated failures. And this, again, is a little bit of house ruling on my part. So I'm just trying to flesh this out a little bit. So we'll say that the first attempt is going to be, but don't roll this yet, going to be 2 purple dice, 2 difficulty, plus 1 black, because you're rusty, you haven't done this before. You remembered it, you certainly dedicated a lot of thought to it, but you haven't thought about it in a long time. But I'm going to offset that black die with 1 blue die because you have 3 trained mechanics on this ship plus tools who could conceivably help you if you want to accept their help. If you want to do this all by yourself on your own, then you don't get that blue die. It depends on how close to the vest you want to play this whole thing. So boost die from your comrades, or do it in secret in your chambers.
No, help is always a good thing.
Help is always a good thing. I agree with that.
Yeah. What do I have to do?
So the first thing we have to do that's the second thing we have to do. The first thing we have to do is you need to see if you can take advantage of your mastery of the Force to align the crystal. And so what I want you to do is roll your force rating, which again is 1 force die. So put exactly as we did for the Destiny, put that 1 white die in the, just click on the white die.
Click on the white die.
Click on the white die. And
All
roll dice.
Question.
Yes.
In this, are there places that he could use the light side points to help?
They're
And if so, where's a good place to use it?
They're definitely there are technically 2 places you could use the light side points. You could use a Destiny point to add another force die right now, which is a kind of again a house rule I made up last time. So then that would add another white die, which would be beneficial to getting sort of aligning the crystal. You can also use that light side point in the construction of the lightsaber to increase the chances of having a triumph on your construction. So, so what are the costs and benefits of doing this? If you spend a light side point to add another force die, you have a better chance of upgrading your crystal. Basically, I'm going to allow you to get a mod on the crystal using the force, which makes the lightsaber more powerful.
Well, that makes sense.
That makes sense. However, to caution, even if you succeed at that, if you fail at the mechanics roll,
right,
it's bupkis. You get nothing because you can't assemble the lightsaber. So it is for naught. So you get this one die for free. This 1 white die as a chance to mod that crystal and improve it. So you can go with that. What do you all think?
What do you think?
Oh, whether or not you do it with the for the force die or for construction.
More powerful lightsaber or no lightsaber?
I mean, I think I might try it with the actual force roll.
Yeah. All right.
Thoughts, Ben?
Yeah.
If you fail the mechanics roll, this is a question for Pete, I suppose. If you fail the mechanics roll, can you come back and try again, or is that failure necessarily game over, start from scratch?
You can come back and try again, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to upgrade one of those purple dice to a red die. If I upgrade one of the purple dice to a red die and you get a despair on the second try, you break the crystal.
You break the crystal. Okay.
And can other people add in on the mechanics roll?
That's where I was suggesting
the blue die.
The blue die, yeah.
Yeah.
So if you want to make it a collective effort, like everybody getting together, I think the maximum you could get would be 2. You could get 1 for just like all the tools that are available on the ship, and 1 for the help from the trained mechanics.
So what you're saying is, add a die now or add a die later?
So if you add another force die, you increase the chances that you're going to boost the power of the crystal. So in other words, you are making the crystal more powerful. It'll make a more powerful lightsaber. If you add the boost die to upgrade one of the dice for your mechanics roll, you increase your chances of success.
Okay.
At actually making the lightsaber.
Yeah.
Yeah, the question is gamble or conservative?
Yeah, wow.
That's a you question.
Wow. That's a hard decision.
It is a hard decision, yeah.
I would say, as much as I'd like a more powerful lightsaber, I'd say more of a chance of a success.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
So
would make more sense.
And there's still a chance with your native force ability you could get lucky. So so I would say now let's go back to what we're saying. Like basically, you want to roll 1 white die first. So do that right now.
Roll die.
So yeah,
I think I got it. I clicked on. Am I good?
I don't see anything. So click the white die. Click the white die.
Click the white die.
And then
I'm getting
click roll
messages
dice.
from Nick, but of course Twitch is a few like a 10-second delay or something, right?
Yes.
So he goes, my vote, add the force die to upgrade, get help from everyone. And then like 2 seconds later, no.
So you got 2 in there, but that's okay. We're just going to count the first one because I'm not going to be mean. We're going to say 2 light side. So congratulations for 2 light side points. You are able to add 1 mod to the lightsaber.
Glowy.
So we can pick that as when we get into the actual rolling the to assemble the
Okay.
thing. So the next thing is select from the green box. Select your mechanics skill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Roll dice.
Woohoo.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
All right. So one failure, one advantage. So you are currently you're trying to put the thing together, and you can't. You suppress this information for so long that it's almost inherently upsetting to even think about it, because you are associating in your mind everything that you were doing. Literally, the last thing that you were doing when you were attacked in your shuttle with your master was studying how to assemble your lightsaber, because you wanted to get it right. But now mentally you associate that memory and those schematics with getting shot at by the formerly the Army of the Republic. And so you just have a hard time, getting into this without getting emotional about it, frankly. So you're unable to do that. So you can't assemble it right now. You can't focus. There's something that's mentally that's blocking you from this. However, you do have one advantage. And I guess I'm going to say that one advantage will say that you can hold on to that mod roll until the next time you try it.
Okay.
The next time you try it, however, I am going to upgrade one of those purple dice to a red die, which has despair on it. And like I said, if you get despair, you break the crystal. And then
Oh, geez.
and then then it becomes a much harder thing to do. A broken crystal is not necessarily the end of the world, but it's going to make it much harder. So that's where we are. So you spent a lot of time working on that. You can't quite get it yet. You're still kind of trying to remaster everything that you had suppressed for so long. Fair enough?
Yeah. So, what should Bobkin do, study wise, to make it better when he tries again?
I mean, the one thing that you can do, and again, this is some matter of debate among so many players, is whether this is effective or not, worth it or not. But the most logical thing to do would be to study mechanics a little bit, to study with a little bit with Sorbo and Lodicom and even Mamatigo, and say like, let's walk through this.
Well, then that's what he will do.
Okay.
Yes. Leave me alone with the NPC to get more backstory.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Andrew's gonna be like, God damn it, why am I alone with Laina right now?
Yes.
Laina is sustained by backstory and snacks in equal measure.
Yes.
So moving on to that, it's a good segue, because Andro, for his part, he's a little dejected. He offers his apology, his condolences and apologies for the part that his family has played in all of this, and the fate of your comrades.
I mean, honestly, you hired them. We just chanced upon it. I mean, it's sad. Don't get me wrong.
Laina gets a point of dark side. No.
Yes, font of sympathy. Laina.
Yes.
It was sad when it happened, I guess. Can you hand me those Cheetos?
Yes.
Yeah. My Cheetos are on the other side of you. I can't reach.
Yeah, there's a reason. No.
Yes. Well, in any event, he's like, well, okay. I feel bad as the person who was employing them. And
That's fair.
what I had hoped would not be this dangerous of an assignment. And I wish
mean, doesn't make me feel great about it. Your brother's kind of a dick.
Well, there's my brother. Let's be clear. That's not my brother. The person who picked him up is my nephew. My brother is King Robier of Kron. So.
Oh, I thought that was their dad was still king. Okay, so the older brother is king. Why the fuck does his nephew care?
His nephew is Darrow is, among other things, if he is exactly the way he was when he was a child, is desperately trying to seek his father's approval and attention, and also is first in line for the throne. But I think I've explained that succession in the cronies' mandate doesn't work necessarily in a hereditary fashion. It's within a pool of candidates. It's de facto hereditary, but the nobles can decide that someone is not fit for the throne. Darrow is no doubt, quite concerned that he is not going to be deemed fit for the throne, and someone will make a power grab. If he were to...
because he's a dick.
Well, you'd be surprised, Laina, how far that will take you in the cronies' mandate.
Oh.
That's
Royals
not
are
the problem.
weird. No offense.
That's not the problem. Yes. The problem is that he doesn't really have much to his name other than being a thrill seeker and a playboy.
So what? You're like competition, and he thinks you don't even want it. I don't get it.
I don't want it. I renounced it, and yet I am still competition because the possibility exists that I could change my mind. And there are certainly people
Is it
back
just
in...
the two of you?
There are a few other claimants, but in terms of who has friends among the Concordat, that would be, or still has people who support them, I would be the strongest contender in his mind. He's not wrong about that. And as I said, I renounced it. I said I had no interest in it. They don't care.
Fair enough. I mean, but wouldn't you want to go back if the alternative is your nephew? I feel bad for your people. Seriously, guy's not cool.
That's a possibility that I have thought about a lot. The problem is, even if I were to go back, well, A, my life would be in jeopardy. Lodicom's life would be in jeopardy almost on a daily basis. And then there's the problem of whether I were to take the throne or not, we would still be under the Empire. So the Empire gets to say too. It could, let's say everything went right. Let's say that Darrow disappeared and my claim to the throne is recognized and I decided I wanted to do it and we survived the assassination attempts from the different factions of the families. I still might last a week if the Empire decides they don't want me in that throne.
Do you think they want Darrow?
I think they find Darrow pliable if they've thought of him at all.
Fair enough. You just seem a bit more stubborn.
Let's just say they're used to dealing with people of his type.
Ew.
They know, I'm sure they know exactly how to get what they want out of him.
What do you think he's gonna do to Zag and Tom?
Well, depends how they react to him. I mean, they are...
Fucking mouthy?
I was going to say they know how to talk. That potentially will buy them a little bit of time with him. But he is also, again, this is based on my information, which is 10 years old, but he was very impetuous and has something of a temper. So he could take them back to the mandate for torture or take them somewhere else that we don't know for torture and interrogation.
You said torture twice, so yeah.
Is there anything we can do? I mean, they don't know where you are. Like, legitimately don't know.
For them, I could say I can certainly put a discreet request for information out to people that just the contacts that I have in the local underworld. I can't promise that that'll bear any fruit, but it's at least worth a try.
I mean, can you play his game too? Put the word out that to be blunt about it. Not that I'm ever anything, but those people don't mean anything to you when they don't know anything. If you make them worthless, does that make it better or worse?
I can't imagine a way. Sorry, Ben?
I was going to say, Sorbo's kind of like leaning against the door frame, just listening to this.
Yeah.
I think acknowledging them in any way puts the lie to them being worthless.
Mm.
Shit.
Yeah, especially coming from me. Honestly, the best thing for them might be to not put out any requests for information, lest it get back to them if we have an interest expressed.
Fair enough. I feel bad.
So do
Why
I.
didn't they just hold still? Jesus Christ.
As I recall, they were going to be a distraction.
Okay, maybe they took it a little literally. A distraction is when you throw a can full of those clampy things at a protocol droid.
Which was genius,
Not
by the
getting
way.
yourselves stolen by the big bad guy.
Which was a genius move, by the way. I heard about
was
that.
fun.
It's good. Loaded.
He was so confused. Also, I really like it when protocol droids are like, right, but nobody listens.
I mean, if there's anything else that anyone wants to suggest that we can do for them, again, other than, I mean, again, maybe if one of you put out a discreet word for request for information, it wouldn't get
Dude, last time I
flagged.
tried to contact somebody to get help, we got blowed up. So not it.
I think the best thing we can do at this point is just have the resources in place when they contact us again.
I think
Let's
that's
go get paid. Let's get in a good place to to buy or steal or grab whatever we need.
I think that's fair.
I want to see the star map.
Yeah, that's we did have a purpose behind all this, right? We did want to see the star map. One other thing
That's the thing, right?
yeah. Well, we can't do it without a little help from Mr. Dok Ondar, so we'll have to
Yes.
see what we get from him.
Well, I mean, this is as fast as you'll let me drive, so.
This is as fast as we can drive. Speaking of which, Sorbo, did you want to make another crack at that hyperdrive in the Grasshopper?
Now that I've got a second pair of hands, absolutely.
Yes, exactly. You have a second pair of hands. You can give it another roll.
Hey, she better not replace me. Not cool.
You have an entirely different skill set. The only thing you share is
I
wardrobe.
was monopolizing on little hands.
Yes, short.
Yes.
Short is a skill set.
Shut up. She can reach shit that I can reach. It's not fair. Wait.
Well,
Something like that.
Sorbo, if you would like to make an attempt on getting the hyperdrive working on the Grasshopper, it is going to be again 3 purple on that roll, but I'll offer you 2 blue dice for assistance and tools aboard the ship.
See, she's worth more blue dice than I am.
Let's see.
Lucky I have snacks.
Okay.
No black dice because you guys have you basically have optimal conditions right here.
Yeah. And I'd eat the first 2 of them anyway, so.
Mhm.
I don't think there's anything else that I can do to get an advantage on this, so we will just
Give it a try.
let them fall where they may.
Look at that! Look at that!
After multiple attempts, all it took was having someone else who knew what they were doing to talk ideas off of.
Yeah, let me see. 3 successes. 3 successes. So you have a working hyperdrive on the Grasshopper. 4 advantages. 4 advantages is pretty damn good. Let's see here. How
Are you able to buy stuff with advantages on mechanics rolls?
there's a lot of the tables, I will admit it, at least in the source books, are very much biased towards combat.
I would assume so, yeah.
So the examples tend to deal with combat. There are some in some of the splat books that deal with different things you can do with advantages. I'm trying to think of. I mean, if it were a triumph, I would say just add something. But that's a little bit strong for an advantage. It's kind of like a situational thing for an advantage. I'm going to say this. I'm going to say that what that hyperdrive allows us to do, and this is something that we're just going to have to be diligent in keeping track of is it will give a blue die to the next astrogation check for hyperspace jump that is made from the grasshopper.
Okay.
All right. So we will bank that for the next time we have to make a jump. Now, if we all forget that, we just forget it. But I'm going to try to endeavor to write it down here, and we will keep track of it.
Fair enough.
And that's mainly actually for Laina to remember, because that would apply to you. So it's paid forward to Laina's next astrogation roll. Again, in the grasshopper, not in the Lost Legacy. Mama Tigo settles right in. She doesn't really need a full compartment. She moves into a small cargo container, which is only about yay high, and sets up her stuff in there, but it's roomy for her.
It's like, it's restful. There's a having someone else that even if they don't share a common language without translation, having someone else who knows how to work in a shop and knows how to work alongside someone else,
right?
Just it's really nice. I think the two of them are just going to spend a fair amount of time going over the Lost Legacy and places that obviously need attention.
She will be happy to do that, actually.
Yeah.
She and her droid, which is, by the way, named CZ-101, who translates for her, she wears around kind of on her back most of the time. Well, at least she wears the droid's chest and head on her back. The rest is never assembled. But CZ-101 doesn't seem to mind that for whatever reason, except when Mama Tigo bangs her head if they are in a particularly tight space. But it allows you to actually get a decent amount done. If you want to, in fact, make... is there any area of the Lost Legacy that you want to focus on improving?
We don't need repairs in terms of hull or damage, right? I don't think we've taken...
It took some... It actually did... You know what? It did take some system strain. So if you want to make a mechanics roll with 2 difficulty to recover the system strain on the vehicle, that will be in order.
Do.
Okay.
I also need to go look up, because I know that at least one of my specialties affects ship repair.
Yes.
So let me go look at that table really quickly to remind myself.
Case of the hiccups.
I'm fine. Totally fine.
Too many.
Snacks, I swear.
You got too many. Yeah, you got too much Maileron soda. And the snack tray. Yeah, you're just drinking bottles of Maileron soda like every afternoon.
Not 240, 140. That would be why I couldn't find it.
There's bottles all over the bridge of the Lost Legacy.
So we have system strain. We haven't taken hull trauma.
Pardon me. No, it did take 1 hull trauma. So it took 1 hull trauma.
Okay. Well.
There's 1 remaining hull trauma.
Fair. Whenever I repair hull trauma, I repair 3, a minimum of 3 instead of 1.
Okay, so that's good.
All right. So provided I make a mechanics roll.
Yes.
I'm assuming it's mechanics with no difference. What's the difficulty on this?
Difficulty is 2 because it's not that much damage.
Okay. And then is there any advantage or disadvantage dice to go?
There's 1. I'm going to say you're going to get 1 blue.
Okay.
There's no black.
Hey, look at that.
All right, 3 successes, 4 advantages. So you repair the hull trauma, spick and span the outer hull. Looks good, and I'll say that you pick up the system strain from that as well. So we don't have to do a separate roll. So system strain is recovered, hull trauma is recovered. The ship is basically back to the way it was. I'm not going to say good as new, because the ship is in no way, in any way, shape, or form, new. It is thoroughly used. Is there anything anybody wants to do otherwise during your trip over the 10 days or so back to, or 11 days or so back to Batuu?
I think that's probably going to take up a fair amount of
all of that.
Sorbo and Mama Tigo's time.
That definitely takes up. I think that's Sorbo and Mama Tigo. That's what you do. Bobkin, I'm going to say that definitely trying to assemble the lightsaber takes a significant amount of your time. There's probably time for a little bit of other stuff. I will say this. Lodacom, Andra's husband, approaches Bobkin and kind of quietly inquires about the nature of the Force.
Oh. Yes.
I mean, he's seen, he's heard. He wants to know, and you get no sense that he has any Force ability. He just
Right.
he seems
Well-
to be a believer in the Force.
Then engage in conversation. There's no reason not to share.
So if the Force is arising out of all living things, then why? He wants like these are like almost basic theological questions. He's like, if the Force arises out of all living things, then why is there a dark side? If the Jedi were so numerous and they had these abilities, how were they fooled? How did they come to such an end? And he makes it very clear, by the way, that he doesn't believe any of the official story about the Jedi. He made that clear when he first met you, but he reiterates it now. He's not really probing you for personal details, but he just assumes that that you know things.
Yeah.
He kind of assumes that maybe you know a little bit more than you actually do. It seems that he's. You get the feeling he's almost coming to you for philosophical / spiritual advice.
Okay. Well, if there's a light, there has to be a dark. And so, evidently, obviously, there would have to be, a dark side. If there's this, there must be that. I don't know if that answers his question or not, but just.
I mean that makes
this.
that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah.
It's kind of nodding.
You might not want that to exist, but it does. And so the idea is to be up in the light and to obscure the dark, which is a weird way of saying it, but right, it's going to exist, but this has to be above this.
I mean, that seems to sort of satisfy him. I almost think that there's. I mean, you can tell me what you would want to roll here. Would you want to roll more of a roll this as a matter of lore in speaking with him, or would you think it would be more of a social discussion?
Well, I was going for social, but
yeah.
if lore makes sense, then we can do that.
It's up to you. You have 3 green dice in lore.
Yeah.
In the social skills, it's more like it would be more something like. It's funny because it's almost negotiation in a way, but I think it's charm. Negotiate doesn't really matter. It's charm is, I guess, the best, but you only have 2 dice in that. So
let's go lore.
Okay, so let's do a lore roll.
Click on the green.
Click on the green where it says you can see. If you see it now, click on choose a skill. Clear all the dice out of that green box, and then click choose a skill.
All right. So I clicked on green. I got 1.
Okay. Oh, then just click on green 2 more times.
Okay.
And then click 2 purple. Then add 2 purple, please.
2 purple. Okay.
Yes.
What are the purple? Just for my own edification.
Just regular difficulty dice.
Okay. Roll dice?
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so 2 successes, 2 threats.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this. The successes mean that you seem to fill him with a sense of hope, and you feel that you've given him a basic understanding of the Force and the duality of the Force.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the 2 threats come in the form of Lodacom starts talking when you're kind of near the end of the journey. He'll start talking about how the dark side needs to be wiped out, and everyone should do their part. And he seems to have a sort of a vigor about it, almost like you'd expect from someone younger than him. Like he's almost like an enthusiastic youngling in the way he's approaching it. It's like, yeah, we should use every opportunity to oppose the dark side. He's maybe a little bit too enthusiastic about it.
Right.
So that's what I'm going to say about that threat. Not really any time to do anything about it right now, because you kind of clue into it just about the time when you are reaching Batuu.
Okay.
But yeah, he's full of vim and vigor for the Force, but he has shall we say, a somewhat of a crusader mentality,
right,
growing in him, to the point where Andrew kind of looks at you at one point and says, "God, what did you say to him?"
Oh,
that's all he wants to talk about. So,
yikes.
So, with that being said, you all reach Batuu after a long journey and come in for a safe landing at the Black Spire outpost. Lodicom and Andro are going to stay with the ship, secure the ship, do refueling, all of that other stuff. They do. Andro especially does want to discuss with you. So what's the story with this? How do we want to deal with this? We have the navicomputer. You haven't told Dok Ondar about the orrery in specific. It's clear that we have something, but he doesn't know specifically what it is. The deal was to share the navicomputer data with him, and they would decode it and then share it back with us.
Yeah. Well, we obviously need to honor the deal.
But we're not taking the orrery off the ship, right? We're not going to show that to him, right?
Yeah. There's Sorbo kind of, do you see a reason to bring him in on the rest of this?
No, the deal.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the letter of the deal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is a question for Andros, because he's bringing it up. It's like,
yeah.
Want to bring him in on the rest of this?
Oh, only I bow to your expertise in these matters, but my only thought is, do we need them once we have this data? Do we need them to also have the orrery in hand to make this analysis, or can we do the analysis?
Right.
Well, no, until you see the data.
And there we go. A hat has been secured for Laina. Laina has a hat now. So
call him back afterward.
All right. So continue to keep the orrery under our hats, and then come.
Literally.
Yes.
Under
our
Laina have weird shaped heads.
Not that hat.
They do.
I want a picture. Of that damn hat.
We will post it. There we go. There it is. Yeah. We will capture it for posterity. Captured for all time.
Also, someone with actual Photoshop skills should put a hat on.
I don't know. You did a pretty good job of getting the jaunty angle over the one eye. That was good. I like that.
Yeah.
So the deal is they stay on the ship. We keep the orrery locked up in the secure safe in the ship, and you all go to meet Dok Ondar. Correct?
Yes.
Okay. Here's the thing. I'm really. I don't want to walk in to see him with that crystal on my person.
Okay, so you want to keep the kyber crystal, yeah.
Yeah, because I think he's going to sense it.
Okay.
And so I don't know where to hide it, though.
I mean, you can leave it. We have secure storage on the ship. That's where the orrery is.
Yeah, you leave it in the safe. Leave it in the safe on the ship. It's probably the most secure place you have.
All right. I don't want. What?
But don't we want to take the orrery with us?
No, that's
the orrery is what he's supposed to Or he's gonna give us maps.
Yeah, he's going to give you maps. That's what we were talking about, right?
Okay.
I think you were away when we were talking about that.
Sorry, I forgot what we were here for.
The deal is that he doesn't actually know about the order. You were very cagey about it. The only thing that you told him was that, yeah, we're interested in this data because we're looking for something, but we need old astrogation data to get it.
What was our actual deal? It was
So the navicomputer that we'd picked up
Right.
from the junkyard, he's going to crack it for us.
right,
He's going to crack it, and then you share the data.
Yeah,
right.
we'll get a copy of the
And
maps that way.
anything that we found on the way.
Is yours. That was not. Although he does.
Okay.
That was not part of the deal. Although he did express interest on. He basically said anything that you find using this data. You know, it isn't. There wasn't a deal, but it was. Please consider me to get first crack on anything that you find that you want to sell.
Fair.
Like give me
Right.
right of
so
refusal.
Right.
Fair.
So the crystal wasn't. We didn't find that because of the data. I'm paranoid.
Yeah.
No, I think you're good.
No, I think that's
All
fair.
right,
I think
all right.
that's fair. So
All right. All right.
so you make your way then toward Dok Ondar's, moving through the tight streets of Black Spire Outpost. Perception check for Sorbo and for everybody.
There we go.
And then what was the difficulty? Pete?
2 purple.
So then add
Perception, two purple.
Yeah.
Boom.
Oh dear.
Boom.
Oh dear.
All right. Roll dice.
Roll
Yep.
dice.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay,
goodness.
so
Yeah,
the
that saved us.
so the
Oh,
four
really?
the force because everybody else got failures and threat. Or actually you didn't get
I
threat.
got 2.
You got 2. You get yeah.
I got two failures, two advantage.
Okay, so you got 2.
Oh,
Yeah, you
nice.
actually ended up with 2 advantage. Sorbo, you ended up with just 1 threat. Okay, so I'll think about that threat on a perception check. And then, Bobkin, you got advantage. So I'm going to say, Bobkin, you notice that pack of street urchins that were here last time. You were on Batuu. You see them again, and they a couple of them notice you and kind of talk to each other, and then 1 or 2 of them go running off into the crowds and into the market to somewhere you cannot see.
Right.
The threat is something that you are not aware of.
Okay. Well, I will. Bobkin will definitely let the others in the party know. Hey, here's a thing that's going on.
Okay.
We've been noticed. Jeez.
Laina, I'm going to say that your advantages are the fact that you cannot be seen in the crowd.
I do not have such advantages.
No, you do not. But with the hat and your height, you're just completely.
Oh,
Okay, Bobkin. Sorry, you were going to do something.
we either need to move away or intercept,
Mhm.
which is what I'm in favor of. Intercept the ones who ran off, or
Okay.
any of them actually, and say what the hell's going on.
Well, I mean that means not going straight to Dok Ondar. So is that something you want to do, or do you want to? It's up to you.
Well, yeah, unless the party doesn't want to, I think that's a great idea. Is
Sorbo,
what's going on?
Sorbo and Laina. Once Bobkin's like, hey, some of the street urchins are just saw us and ran off like they were going to give a message. What is your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts?
I know them.
Snacks,
Snacks.
right? Snacks.
Yeah.
We should move quickly.
Away.
Let's not be here when they get back.
Okay.
Well, wait, last time they were just working for that woman.
Right.
It wasn't that bad. Maybe she just wants us to stop by and say hi.
No.
We could do
No.
that after.
Okay, fine.
Okay. All right.
We
All
have
right.
a job to do, and Sorbo's main goal is they're going to go and tell someone, hey, we saw them. They're in this area.
Yes.
I would like to not be where they saw us.
Okay.
I'd like that information
Okay.
to no longer be accurate.
Okay.
I agree.
Right,
I,
all right.
No, I agree. I
All
agree.
right. So
Yeah.
you'll do that. You'll do that. All right. That is fine.
Oh shit!
Whoa.
Oh.
You're still online. You're
I'm
good.
I'm
Man
good.
down.
Yeah, man down, man. All
Man
right,
down. Man
we're good.
down. All right. So
Wow.
onward you go to Dok Ondar's office.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, going to Dok Ondar, let's have all the fields up.
Okay.
Try to, yeah, because he's obviously got some shit. So
Okay.
all the fields would be a good idea.
You can do a force sense roll that requires
Exactly.
requires rolling 1 white die.
All right, let's do that. Trying to walk around with a computer is not easy.
It's not practical.
Not practical. So white die
What is 1 white die? Roll it.
and just roll.
Just
Okay.
roll it. It's just force.
All right.
1 light side, you successfully power your force sense as you enter Dok Ondar's. You definitely sense something that you didn't sense before.
Yeah.
There is. It's not the dark side. It's not upsetting really, but there is a sort of. It's actually quite familiar in a way, kind of familiar to you. It's kind of a shroud over the premises. Something is here that is active that is obscuring detection by the force from outside this building. Within, your senses would be normal. But if you tried to penetrate this from the outside, you would kind of overlook it. And this is something that's an ability that is actually known to practitioners to Sentinels of Shadow, which was exactly what your master was. This ability to kind of shroud, one of the abilities that kind of allows you to shroud the force from notice. So.
All right. I don't know how to say it, but are there terms or signs or symbols or something that he would know if he was in that? He's in that venue. That Bobkin is in that venue. Could he? Is there some way, like a familiarity? Is there something he could.
You're looking for the source of this shroud? Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
It's possible you may know it when you see it. Certainly if it was a Jedi artifact, it might be something that you would recognize on sight. Again,
Yeah, but he's not. Yeah.
It's just as likely, however, that whatever this is
he's not.
Yeah. No, he does not appear to be force sensitive on his own. But he has something here that is an artifact.
Oh.
Something potentially created
Yeah, I
by a
think
force user.
you noticed it before, right?
He felt something when he was here before, but he couldn't pinpoint it. Couldn't pinpoint what it was. This time he did.
Gotcha.
Right. Okay.
Are there still snacks? Last time I was just sent to the snack room.
There's all new snacks.
Sweet.
There's a new bowl of
Thank
snacks.
goodness.
Sup, dude? Sup, attendant lady? Snacks?
Snacks are this way.
All right.
Did she just flip me off?
No, this way. This way.
This way. Walker this way.
Yes.
No, this way.
This way.
So, Pete, is there anything that Bobkin can do to, over time, keep this sensitivity up?
You can maintain that sense as long. We'll say that. I mean, it's not. Again, it's a little bit of a house rule, but we're saying you're just going to commit the die. You're going to commit that die to have your force sensitivity up.
Let's do that.
Okay. So for the time being, we can say that you are just force sensitive. You're force sensing.
All right. Thank you.
That's fine.
You. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you arrive in Dok Ondar's office, and Theron Jaxaris is there as well, and straight off the bat. Master Ondar would like to know if you were successful.
Well, yes, we were.
We got what we came for.
Exactly.
I see. Well, this is most good news. You're to be congratulated. May we see the device?
Yeah, Sorbo's got it in a case.
Yeah,
He'll-
yeah. I
Okay.
don't see why not. Right. Right.
Yeah. So he'll take it out, put the case on the table, open it up.
Okay.
I mean,
Dok Ondar,
the deal.
he kind of leans over it and kind of carefully examines it. He then turns to Theron Jaxaris, and she starts examining it with a couple of hand scanners. I believe I can decode this and translate it into a more modern format within a day.
Oh yeah.
That should be adequate unless I run into any unexpected security or encryption, but I very much doubt, given the way you procured it, it would have such protections. Nothing that would present a problem for me anyway.
Keep us informed if it's going to take much longer than that. We're on a bit of a time frame.
Of course, understood. I trust that the equipment that was provided worked as expected.
Equipment went fine. Engagement didn't. But, you know. It's the
Oh, I
business.
see. And it's only at that point that she kind of looks around and says, "Did you not have two others in your group? Is that what you're speaking of?"
As I said, we're on a time frame.
Ah, I see. Well, I should get right to it then. We'll keep you informed via comlink on my progress.
Excellent.
And actually, as you're talking to them, Bobkin, you get a sense. You get a sense that there are others in who have come into the shop, and there are others with, let us say, an aggressive nature. There's a little hint of There's a little hint of not necessarily the dark side as an active force user, but let's say that beings who are friendly to the dark side.
And they just entered.
They just entered the shop, the outer part of the shop. Now, you're in the back office currently. So we're back.
Okay. All right. So, signal the party members that I don't know how you do that. I mean, geez, you're a party of criminals. Well, it's just like, something's up. I don't know how you do that.
Yeah.
Geez,
Okay.
I'm
Just
sorry,
kind of.
I don't know how you do that.
Well, just kind of subtly to them.
You
It's
can just
like-
lean into Sorbo and
Yeah.
be like,
Well, right, exactly. Sorbo.
There's somebody in the murder. Humana, you know. Eh.
Yeah,
We're
big guy
in
with
a
a big guy with a
shop
gun.
yeah, we're in a shop full of lots of expensive, breakable,
Yeah, we are.
historical
Right.
curios.
Yeah.
So it would make sense to tell Sorbo, hey, something's up, and then
Yeah.
all right. Do I
think
do another force thing?
You don't need it because you had committed that die, so you got that's
Okay.
what you got.
All right.
I think that if you warn Sorbo while we're still talking to Dok Ondar and while
Right.
this whole conversation's going on,
Right.
I think we bring Dok Ondar in on this immediately.
Okay,
Is
yeah.
Sorbo
Well,
just
right.
kind of like-
Yeah.
So
I
Sorbo's
agree.
just going to lean across the table and basically say, "How do you keep everything from getting broken in here when
Because-
someone
right.
comes in to try and take
Because-
something?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. So
Mhm.
letting Sorbo know, and then Sorbo does Sorbo's
Yeah.
thing, and lets Dok Ondar know. That makes
Okay.
sense.
Okay. So, do you just say that, or do you say like because?
Yeah, no. Sorbo's going to lean in and say, "How do you keep a fight in here from breaking absolutely everything? Because I need to know in the next 30 seconds."
Yeah.
That like definitely gets both of their attention, and Dok Ondar kind of looks over at the blaster he's got hanging on the wall. She's like, "Well, usually we have security who we keep in the back, but they've actually come down with a case of, well, the Thavian rash. So
Yeah. Right. Okay. So yeah, you're being
I
set
will
up.
unshoulder the rifle.
Yeah.
okay,
Blast her out.
okay.
Yeah.
So do you guys going to move forward to the front of the store?
Yeah.
I'm gonna yell for Laina.
Okay. Who's
Laina, you're in the snack room.
yeah, who's like got a mouthful full of some kind of snack.
Yeah.
Throw Cheetos at him.
Yeah. You just hear Sorbo yell something along the lines of like, no time for snacks. Like, get out here. Like,
Yeah.
Sorbo is staying with Dok Ondar and guarding this case.
And Bobkin's moving.
If Bobkin
to
goes forward, I
intercept.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Sticks or blaster, whichever's better. Probably
Okay.
Sticks, actually.
Sticks. I mean, sticks are less escalating. But yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So if I just peek out the door, kind of what?
If you peek out the door, you see it's two individuals. If they're going to show up for me there. A human and what appears to be a hook. You think you've seen this hook before, actually. You think that somebody ran into him the last time you were here. They're not currently doing anything other than kind of standing outside near the back of the shop, kind of looking expectantly toward the back door where the back rooms are.
Yeah. Well. Okay. We already know they're up to something. So.
Can I like sneak around? There's like plenty of stuff around here. Can I kind of like sneak around and see if I can get closer to them without actually them noticing the?
Well, that requires a stealth roll.
It does. What's my
Yes.
challenge?
Yes.
Just roll it, and I'll roll against them.
And that's not.
Oh man,
Bobkin's doing.
opposed rolls.
Opposed rolls.
2 successes, 1 advantage.
Okay.
Wow.
That's before. Well, I got to see how they do.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. There we go.
Naturally
Yes.
stealthy because I'm small.
Indeed. Indeed.
That's
All right.
Where is my cup?
All right. And we'll see. All right. He does not do it. And let's see. Where's the other guy? All right. And now you get to.
Wait, no. This might help her. How about the very intimidating redhead who is approaching them? Does that help her?
If he comes, that would give her an extra blue die.
That's
you
what I'm
could-
saying. That's what I'm saying. 'Cause
Okay.
He is approaching and he is menacing.
All right. Laina, roll another blue die to add to your roll.
There you go.
1
Okay.
success, 1 advantage.
Okay, that's
There you
good.
go.
That's
Go.
good. That's good. All right, so let's see. Okay, so look, boy, that's pretty good. So yes, you are thoroughly hidden. You do not see. They do not see you. All they see is they immediately clock Bobkin, who's just kind of coming out of the back, basically
Yeah.
very clearly making eye contact with them.
Yeah.
And so their attention goes to you, and they don't even see the little Alina kind of slip out from around your cloak and kind of move out and move behind some large
Not
pottery.
even in the hat.
Right,
Not even with the hat.
not even with the hat.
Outstanding.
So yeah, so they kind of they're just kind of regard you, and then they make a show of kind of like looking at some things that are in the case in front of them.
Yeah.
But
right.
that they're still very much aware of you, clearly. And Laina, that does allow you to get close.
Are they openly armed?
They are not openly armed, although the hook looks his biceps are wider than your.
He's gun show kind of armed.
Yeah, he's armed. And the other guy's wearing a trench coat, so it's a little hard to tell what he's got under there. So.
Could I give them a once over to get like a how much could these guys, other than the fact that this one looks like a enforcer type, like how much damage these guys could actually do?
I
Like
would.
a hint that they do have hidden weapons, things like that.
Let's see. What skill would you like to roll for that?
Perception.
I would say perception is fair. Roll it against. Roll it against 2 purple.
One
Okay.
success, 3 advantages.
Okay. What you would say is you're pretty certain that the guy in the trench coat is for sure armed. There's just, I mean, you can't quite make out a silhouette of a weapon, but there's definitely just the way that he's wearing the trench coat and kind of where he holds his arms is indicative of that he's got something he's avoiding, kind of making too obvious underneath there. He's giving something some space that's hanging from his belt.
Gotcha.
So he's got something under there. The hook looks like he's got, it looks like the sort of the chest armor he's got there might have some kind of tech in it. It might have not a full-on personal shield, but something that might be some kind of electro deflector or something like that. You're not really sure.
Make the big wall of creature even more of a wall of creature.
Exactly. And yeah, you're pretty sure that he is probably ridiculously strong. Hook are definitely they and Wookiees are like on the same level.
That's a hook.
That's a
Big
hook.
hook.
Yeah.
What the hook?
Jesus Christ. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
Do the comm links have a like text option so like I don't have to speak into it?
They do have I think we established that they do have a little text option. Yeah. Just because it's so
Okay.
it would be weird that they wouldn't. So we're gonna say that they do.
Right. I think she'll send a message back to Sorbo that something along the lines of like,
I'm guessing these guys aren't friends because they look like they're here to fuck the place up.
Yeah.
How many targets?
2. One of them's big. Real big. One of them's little, shifty. Well, not my little, but like human little, shifty, and probably has a big weapon.
Okay.
All right. Pete, I don't know if this matters or not, but kidneys, knees,
Mm-hmm.
target, big guy.
Okay. Well, it'll matter. It'll matter if your dice. I mean, You're not saying you're starting it, right? You're just saying if it starts. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's okay. That's the guy. That's the target.
Yeah. So you're gonna go for the big guy if that's necessary.
Not starting it yet, but that's the guy. That's the target.
Okay.
I mean, don't underestimate the dude with the gun.
No.
Laina, give me. Oh, actually, you had the 3 advantages. That's right. You don't have to do another thing. I'm going to say the 3 advantages you get. You manage to overhear the human talking to kind of turns to the hook and kind of talks to him a little bit and says, "They're clocking us.
I mean,
Let's
that
see how."
doesn't seem like it's not that obvious.
I'm
Bob
not-
could just walk out right at him.
I'm not done yet.
okay. I mean, maybe he's not very smart.
They're clocking us. I'm going to signal the boys to stand by.
Oh, okay. So follow up back to Sorbo is there's quote in quotes boys on standby.
Okay. And then beyond that, I'll say it's. He'll even say, "Let's see how many of them are actually there are."
Stealth might be the better part of valor here.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're hidden as long as you don't move. So.
Oh no, that was to Sorbo
Oh yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Sorry.
because he's not out here yet, right? It's just Bobkin
Right.
being like,
I'm back with Dok Ondar.
yeah.
I think I just show that message to Dok Ondar.
Mm. Dok Ondar is looking at his closed circuit for the front of the store, and he shows it to Theron Jaxaris, and she tells you who this is. That is Kerr Nifton. He is. He owns the cantina. He has been a rather persistent thorn in our side. We've had a number of, well, it's almost as regular as the seasons. He occasionally comes and tries to pressure us. get involved in our business. Each time we have had to push him away. Most people know better than to trifle with Master Ondar, but Master Nifton seems to have been born without that common sense. He fancies himself the big player of the Black Spire outpost. I believe he may be here to make us another offer.
Should we get involved?
We are
Can-
already involved.
Yes.
You're just standing there. They don't know yet.
And should we get involved?
Dok Ondar will. Well, let's do this. Let's do a. Dok Ondar will definitely pay you for your involvement if you if you do a show of force, if nothing else.
Yeah, Dok Ondar is a potential ally. I don't trust him, but he's a potential ally, so we're involved.
Trust anyone.
Yes,
We're involved.
indeed. Yeah.
Sorbo will not do him the discourtesy of discussing price right now with him over the barrel. That's fine.
No. Go, bud.
I think the question he wants to ask is kind of like how much of an example are we making? Like, is this a person that we should or should not avoid killing? Is this a person that like how bad is this allowed to go before we are starting an all-out war for Dok Ondar to have to follow up with?
Well,
We would
I've been thinking about that.
Well, we definitely do not want to start a war, if at all possible. What we want is a show of force. In fact, it now occurs that he may have somehow found a way to arrange the illness with our regular security force.
No, that was obvious when you said it.
So
bash the big guy and then smash the little guy in the head. That's the plan.
I would say let us begin with a show of force and see if you can get him to back down.
Bash the big guy and smash the little guy in the head.
I am marking a point of conflict, Bobkin, for your propensity toward violence.
He's feeling a little dark sidey today. It's been a lot.
Yes.
Yeah. So, bada bing, bada boom.
If that's the case, then
If it escalates, let's try to keep it non-lethal, and by all means, try to take it outside of the shop if possible.
All right. Do we all know this? Do we all hear this?
No,
I
not
hear
until
this.
No,
Sorbo comes.
Bobkin has not heard any of this. This is just Sorbo.
Yeah.
Then smash the big guy and
well, again, you like we all have comm links.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that Sorbo's going to say, and he's going to say it across the comm link so that Bobkin, you don't have to like look down and read anything.
Yeah.
Is basically, we need to not be the ones to start this.
fair.
And then he's going to calmly get his rifle out and walk around behind Dok Ondar's desk
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and set it down and flip
Fair.
the bipod up and aim at the door.
No. See, that is how a party reacts. Fair. No,
Yes.
fair. No, seriously.
Yeah.
We do not need to start this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So
Right.
he's letting the two of you know,
Yeah.
kind of what he's expecting, and then he's going to
Yeah.
hold up in Dok Ondar's office so that anyone opening the door has a bipoded, heavy rifle pointed at them.
Right. Okay. I'm with
At this
you.
point, if they want to come in or if they want to he trusts the two of you to be able to judge the situation
Yeah.
from here.
Yeah. I'm with you. Mhm.
Okay. After a while, he kind of looks at you again. The human does, Nifton, and it's kind of. Hey, Ducky, you gonna hide in your office all day? You're gonna come out and talk? Theron Jaxaris is. If I were to go out there and have words with Mr. Nifton, Mr. Sorbo, would you accompany me?
By all means.
So Bobkin, Sorbo, and Theron come out of the office. They're standing behind you. And Theron kind of leans towards you and says, could you please do me the same courtesy as Mr. Sorbo is doing and back me up here?
Absolutely.
Yeah, Sorbo's kind of one step back and to the left,
Okay.
casually shouldering rifle. So I imagine Bobkin one step back and to the right.
Yeah.
Laina, you are still hidden.
Yes, yes, this is the correct answer.
Actually, so while I'm kind of just ducking around these things, I want to try and make sure it's stuff that I'm not going to get in trouble for using.
Okay, yeah. A lot of this stuff is expensive.
Let's hope Lena can figure that out. She wants to kind of like collect like things that like tripwire-esque or just stuff that if they do try to like charge around things, she can at least
Like trip them up.
A jar of marbles.
Yes.
yeah, like Lena versus Achilles tendons kind of things going on here.
If there is not a Star Wars specialty for like trickster
Jar of
marvels, yeah, that there should be. That should be a
the best I
talent.
had was to actually use mechanics so it was mechanics
Yeah.
for creating
Yeah.
for creating traps. I actually went and checked in the skills because I was curious if it was like skill degree, but no, mechanics.
Mechanics, yeah. So yeah, I mean, you could try a mechanics for an impromptu trap.
I will build you traps next time.
I gotta put a jar of marbles by my bed. Oh my god, that's
Yeah,
funny.
yeah.
I super need to.
I'm gonna
use it before.
homebrew a talent at this rate. Jar of marbles.
Challenge.
I'm gonna say it's 2 but 1 black die because you're just kind of like you have to remain hidden while you're doing this, and it's like what is at hand.
Hey, I'm getting good at this trap thing.
Indeed. Just see here. It's not updating for me. There we go.
He doesn't need this wire. This is like to brace in the event of a planet quake. I mean, come on.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna get in trouble.
Oh my god, that's funny. Oh.
All right, there we go. So let's see here. Sorry, we lost our force dice real quick. There
It
we
looks
go.
like it's up now.
Yeah, it's up.
The
Yeah,
dice.
Yeah, it took it a second. I had to refresh it.
Okay.
All right, so you were successful. You find indeed not a jar of marbles, but a jar of various rings, bracelets, little bolts, and just like random stuff, just like little just stuff that's in a jar.
Super shiny. I mean, the really nice stuff would be like super shiny, right?
Yeah, it's just exactly yes. Well, it's under the counter for one thing, so that's
You need to pocket one of those rings.
yeah.
For
Just yeah.
yourself.
Woo.
A little pinky ring.
It's a pinky ring for humans. Actually, I think the Alina actually have pretty kind of chubby fingers for their. We're talking like toddler fingers.
So Theron comes out and starts conversing. Says, Kernifton, to what do we owe? Why are you here?
Why you're here?
Why are you
Here, yes. And he replies, well, it's a new day. It's spring. It's a beautiful day outside. Business is booming. You've made some new friends. And I just thought we'd come by and revisit that little discussion. But of course, your gill-flapping boss won't come out of the back. So I guess I have to talk to the help, right? And I assume that you are all also the help.
We've been employed in that capacity.
Ah. You come in on the ship that came in today. I think that must be the case, right? Because you have the look of spaces, and that junk heap that flew in here this morning, that was the only ship that I didn't recognize. And I don't recognize you. So, field work.
You're not sure if you know everyone in this podunk backwater. Your memory problems?
It's a shame, Sorbo, that you don't have scathing tirade, because that would have been a perfect scathing tirade right there.
We're just gonna mix it all up. Everybody else is gonna take
Yeah.
social skills.
We're
And
gonna
we'll have the
yeah, we're just gonna have
the
a party
other
of
PCs
nothing
bring
but
in
social skills.
fighters.
So, and Theron Jaxaris tells him in no uncertain terms of, we have no different reply to you than we had the last time we spoke. There is no business opportunity. There is no need for a partnership. There is no need for any extra security. We're doing just fine. And he says, and this is going to be your security? I mean, they just fly by night, right? So they're, like I said, field work. There's not going to be around tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. What do you do when things happen? And when he says that, the big hook smashes some pottery with his hand. Just kind of taps it, and it just smashes. And
These kidneys?
and that is when she says, you will pay for that. And he says, no, I don't think I will. And then she looks at Bobkin and Sorbo. So,
These kidneys.
all right.
Boom.
Roll initiative.
All right, what do I roll?
Okay, you roll the, you're both prepared for this, so you roll the cool skill, and this is everybody.
Cool skill.
In fact, everybody's rolling cool because everybody expected a fight.
There's no difficulty on initiative rolls, correct?
No, it is just, you are just rolling it and trying to beat the other guy.
Cool.
I got 2 greens. What else?
That's it.
That's it. Just roll it. You just roll it. Yeah.
Are we rolling cool for initiative?
You're rolling cool. Everybody's rolling cool for initiative.
Cool.
Yeah.
Boom.
Okay, so 2 PCs go first. All right, 2 PCs go first, and then the 2 NPCs, and then a PC. So we're stopping initiative rolls. See, Nick, if you're watching, I did remember to stop
Good
initiative
plan.
rolls this
Yes.
time.
Good plan. You stopped.
Initiative rolls. I did remember
I think
this
he's still
time.
watching.
Because yeah, so I did remember this time. So that is a pretty good order. Who wants to go first?
Well, without being a braggart.
Yes. Okay.
But if somebody else wants to, that's okay.
Any objections?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm ready for Laina to
Jump into combat or do her thing.
show
Yeah.
that she's even there.
Yeah. Exactly. So probably a good call. All right. So
Knees and kidneys.
okay. Well, again, in effect, that means that doesn't mean much in the system because
Nick's
it's
jealous that we get to deal with the mobster.
yes. So it doesn't mean much unless you get a really good roll. So I am going.
I know
So
that.
so are you have your sticks out? Are you going to try to use both sticks, which is 3 purple, but potentially does more damage? Well, let me finish. Or are you going to use the one stick and just do 2 purple?
One stick is a better chance to hit. 2 sticks is harder to hit, but does more
All
damage.
right, I'll go 1 stick.
I mean, it's what up to you. Okay.
No,
So
he's a smart man.
okay, so select your melee, and then I am going to flip a destiny die, and I want you to add 1 purple and 1 red.
Melee.
Before we get too far into combat, I still had 2 strain from I think when we escaped. Should I have cleared that?
Clear it. Everything should be clear. You spent
Okay.
you spent 11 days on the ship.
Whatever.
Everything's clear.
There we go.
All right, Pete. So I got melee. I
Uh,
got yellow, green.
And then add 1 red die and 1 purple die because I just used the destiny
1
point on
red.
you.
You jerk.
Got to start using them.
Roll.
Okay. Roll.
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 Boom.
3 successes and 3 threats.
Oh,
Okie
Ooh,
dokie.
that's-
Yes.
making friends.
So making friends.
This sticks.
So let's see. You head in there, right straight at Zark the Hook, and do some damage to him. And I believe that you're. Let's look at your weapons real quick.
Gee, if I only had a lightsaber.
If you only had a lightsaber. So let's
So
see.
do I-
So that's 3. That's
the
3.
way I look, I should say if I only had an axe.
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. Yes. All right. So let's see. So that is that on him. So that's right. So that he reduces that a little bit. So that's 6 with your stun clubs. That is 6 successes. You can't activate the stun quality, but you can hit him real good, and he reduces that by 2. So 1. No, that's wrong. Okay, so I'll just have to keep track of that manually because his wounds are not tracking correctly. So I will just keep track of him manually. So there we go. Zark. All right, so you come in and so you basically he whacks the thing. You rush in and you can't get to the kidney this time. You go for the knee and give it a good whack. A
good whack.
A solid hit, a palpable hit. So that's good. On the other hand, there are those 3 threats, and I'm gonna say, when you go low to get his knee, you have to basically get around Kerr Nifton, and when you do that, it basically you have to go really low, and that kind of you have to extend yourself a little bit further than you would like. So that's going to give Kerr Nifton an advantage on his attack.
Gave him an opening.
Gave him an opening. So
Oh,
basically,
yeah, shit.
you've exposed your back to him because basically you were going for.
Oh,
You made the split-second decision to go for Zark. You extended yourself, and then as you're doing it, you're like, I connected, but I just put myself in a bad situation because my back is exposed.
Oh yeah, shit.
So now someone.
Low, yeah.
So now someone else can go. Who's going to go next?
Now I think Laina's willing to acknowledge her existence.
Okay, acknowledge your existence.
And what she wants to do. Sorry, Bobkin, if I roll poorly, this is probably going to mess you up too.
Well,
Is now she
that's
wants to
fine.
deploy like her trap. Like now she wants to kind of set them off their feet.
Deploy the trap.
Oh.
Okay. So throwing the trap is basically ranged light. And I'm gonna say it's 1 purple from this distance because you're basically super right next to them. Short range at most. All right.
3 successes, 1 advantage.
3 successes and 1 advantage. Okay, so
Sneaky Alina is a sneaky.
right, so 3 successes and this doesn't necessarily. So you're not like throwing this at them to do damage necessarily, right? You're throwing it at them. Yeah, throwing it at their feet essentially, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So
He's just gotten the big guy in the knee. Her actual like a good shot for her would be if Big Guy like full on like has to like brace himself, almost loses his footing or drops down on that leg that just got hit. Like
okay, so I'm gonna say that Kerr Nifton takes 2 strain because he this stuff goes down. He's turning like he's gonna hit Bobkin, and then basically there's a bunch of stuff under his feet, and he's like and he kind of falls backward. Doesn't fall off his feet, but he trips, and that does some strain to him. And the advantage I'm gonna say is that the advantage I'm gonna say is that he is not gonna be the one who's gonna hit Bobkin. He's now out of position.
Shit.
Well, I'm sorry. You might not. Well, yeah. He might have not wanted that, but it probably is a good thing because he's more in a position to really. You haven't done damage to him yet. So there's
I
that.
was going for the big guy, but the little guy got in the way. It's fine.
Zark also has experiencing the same problem. So I'm going to say that he will have a black die to his attack. All right.
Damn it.
Boop-a-doop-a-doo. So that's good. In fact, I'm going to say 2 black dice, one boost die to get 2 black dice for the distraction of you and the nuts and bolts and rings and everything that are on the ground. 1 boost die because of the threat. So he is going to roll. Okie doke. So he rolls, and that is 4 successes and oh, pardon me. Duh. Not quite that bad. 3 successes and 1 advantage. Okay, so three.
My God, he's a beast.
He is a beast. So 3 successes and 1 advantage on Bobkin. So basically, he sees you, Bobkin. Your back's extended, and just punches down directly on your back. Let me see. With that, that's 3 plus 3. So that is 6 damage. So you can soak some of that, I believe, with your armor of 2. So take away, subtract your soak, and then take that many wounds.
Where do I do that?
I thought you might say that. So up at the top, you should have, in the center column, when you select your character, you should have wounds and strain, which, by the way, you should begin the combat by clearing those out. Those were cleared during the trip. So they should start from...
Sorbo, I think you've got wounds you need to clear too.
Oh, I'm clearing wounds, not just strain.
Everything gets cleared. You guys were, for a week and a half, you were on board the ship. It's all cleared. Okay. All right, we're back. And let's see. So you took 2 wounds, Bobkin. And that is you. And then we go to... let's see. We go to Nifton, but Nifton is kind of in a pickle here because he took 2 strain. He's distracted from you. He sees, at this point, he sees Laina. He's like, God, you little, and is gonna try to make a grab for you.
Hey, uncool. Don't touch the merchandise.
But I'm going to assign 2 black dice to him because you have coated the ground with marbles, effectively, with small, pointy objects and slippery objects. All right, so he goes, okay. So there you go. 4 failures and 6 advantages. How in God's name do we... So he utterly fails to get to you completely. What he does manage to do with his 6 advantages is...
oh, jeez.
Yeah, with his 6 advantages is... he goes for you. He's still got the comlink in his hand, and you duck out of the way completely, and he fails to get you. But in the process, while he's doing it, he is calling on the comlink, like, "Get in here!" So that's what he does. So that's
Hey man, no touch.
That's his 6 advantages.
Oh God, I hope there's actually 6 of them.
And so we are at the end of that. The last PC slot, but that is Ben, and I do not believe Ben is with us at the moment.
Yeah, he's still AFK.
Okay, so Ben's AFK, so we will put a hold on that for just a minute. And I'm going to use this opportunity to do again, just a quick break, and we will be right back. Okay, we are back after a little bio break there, and I believe we are ready for the last person in the group to act, which is Sorbo. Ben, to just to recap on where we are. Bobkin took a whack on Zark, the big hook, and then got whacked himself on the back. Laina threw her jar of marbles and tripped
to get the
right and tripped up Kernifton. Kernifton tried to make a dive for her, did not successfully catch her, but did get, as he went down, was kind of shouting on his comlink for whoever is with them to enter. And that is where we leave it. So what do you want to do?
Trying to think of who would be more beneficial to shoot. I'm shooting someone.
The big guy.
Yeah, I could shoot the big guy, or I could shoot the leader on the ground, or I could hold action until the door opens and then cut in half whoever comes through the door.
The little guy.
Now, granted, like nothing happened as lethal yet. I want to point out.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely.
No, it's not working.
I don't like that he's just given the order for more people to come in, but I'm not sure I can stop him from doing that now that he's actually gotten it off. No, I want to take out his muscle. If he's already threatening Bobkin, so let's make his life not happy. My rifle has a stun setting, so we'll use that.
Okie doke, we will do that. Ryan, I accidentally muted you. I apologize. I'm just trying to. I thought I could unmute you myself, but I can't.
Oh yeah, you can only
There
request.
you got it. You got it. You unmuted yourself. You're good.
I'm having a problem with my power.
Oh, okay. All right. Well.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, fan freaking.
So you focus on that, and Sorbo will focus on what he's doing.
Shoot him.
Shoot him. All right. So.
Oh, go ahead.
So I'm sorry to recap. You are going to stun whom?
Yes. The larger of the two gentlemen.
The larger of the two gentlemen.
Yes.
The more hirsute gentleman.
I will say, I sent
not
you
hirsute.
an upgraded character sheet yesterday, but I don't think it's had a chance to make it into RPG sessions.
Okay.
My ranged heavy is now 3 yellow.
Okay. So feel free to upgrade the dice
Is
after
there
you
a way
select them.
to upgrade them? Oh, I can just add and remove dice.
Exactly. You just add and remove dice before you roll. That's how you do it.
I think you can edit your character directly in the sessions, but
You can also do
turn
that,
it
yeah.
Between.
Yeah. For these purposes, just add the dice and just modify the dice in the box.
Fair enough. Okay, and let's see.
The only thing we have in chat is want to become famous? Buy followers and viewers at.
Yes.
Heck yeah.
Do you want to buy
Yeah.
some followers, Pete?
No, I do not want to buy some followers. Thank you.
Do you need to purchase you some clout?
Nope. That's okay. Not gonna be a big commercial streamer. That's all right.
What is my difficulty?
It is a difficulty of 1 because he is so damn close to you.
Yes. Additionally, my gun has point blank, which means that if I am at short or engaged range, I do 1 additional damage plus whatever I
Oh my
roll.
god.
Lovely.
You remember how he's a heavy hitter? We have a heavy hitter too.
A heavy
Alright.
hitter of a different sort.
Cross fingers.
Cross fingers.
That'll do.
3 successes. All right, so 3 successes on Zark. Plus your weapon damage is what now?
7, and then
7.
it'll be +1 for point blank.
Yeah, so all right, so 7, so 8. Yeah. All right. And so that is. All right, so that does a good deal of, and you added on stun, correct? That's strain damage you're
I
doing
did.
to him.
I don't
Yeah.
want to murder anyone. Yeah.
Okay. Okie doke. So, he definitely feels that. He kind of reels from that and kind of shakes his prodigious head and is trying to clear it as you hit him with the stun bolt. He is kind of reeling. There's no real other effect from that other than he's low on strain. So we come around to the top of the order. I assume, Bobkin, you want to act again.
Yeah.
Really quick, I have a question.
Yes.
Who else? Is there anybody else in the room? Is it just us?
Yeah.
There are a couple of customers in the background who are basically hiding behind display panels. So they are effectively not in the combat. They are closer to the door. You do see the door opening, though, and some people are coming in.
Security.
No, not security. His gang.
His
backup.
it's
Yeah.
it's security, but it's not ours.
Right.
If you don't mind me going first, I actually think as soon as
No.
like in
No, I don't mind
response to him calling as he's trying to grab Laina, she's going to try and book it over to the door and hopefully get the people that are standing there behind the thing to help her, like don't let them in, kind of thing.
Right.
Go
Right.
first. Go first. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're coming in, so they're probably she's probably gonna have to deal with the mooks in about 5 seconds, but she's still gonna try.
There's a chance. So first, in order to get to the door, you're going to want to dash, right? So, it's make sure to get to the door to take 2 strain to get over
Okay.
there.
Oh, thank God! I was like, please don't make me make a brawler athletic.
No, nothing like that. You don't have to do that. You just have to take 2 strain. It's not that much of a distance, right?
Gotcha.
It's not that impressive. So you get over there, and then so your goal is to what? Is to lock the door, or
Just first to try and get it closed, and then she might try to lock it. She might try to get people to put things in front of it, like.
Okay.
Okay.
Push over some heavy cabinet. There's got to be something in here.
well, that's again
How
is
am
a
I supposed to push over a heavy cabinet?
Yeah, that's
Ask
a-
nicely.
Get the other people to do
Oh,
it.
okay. Yeah, there we go.
That's why
That
you're
mu- that-
recruiting
Yeah.
the hoi polloi.
in terms of time. That might actually be a little bit problematic to get convinced immediately.
Hoi polloi.
The hoi polloi. Yes.
Oh.
Who doesn't like a
Step
little hoi
one for
polloi?
this round is to try and get the people to help me get that door just pushed closed because they're pushing it open. Right?
Charm.
Good on you, man. Hoi polloi. Oh my God, that's funny.
Difficulty on the charm.
I would say difficulty is, unfortunately, difficulty is 3 because you're asking people to get involved in a combat. Well, I guess I could.
mean, I'm asking him to bar the door from people
Bar the
that
door
are
from-
coming in.
Yeah. So 2. So 2. Yeah. So 2. Yeah, we'll call it 2. Self-preservation balances it out. So
I was actually agreeing with you on the 3, but I'll
3.
take the 2, man.
I'll say let's say 2. Let's say 2 plus a black die because they're confused.
Okay. Are we opposed to me using a light side point to try and get this to work?
No,
Fine
do
with
it.
that.
And that makes one of those greens a yellow? Is that
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Oh, dear God, please work.
You think that might do it?
1 success, 1 threat, and 1 triumph. So
Oh,
there you go. Okay, so you're like,
the door! Get the
for
door!
the door, get the door. So the 2 customers run up to the door, one man and one woman. They both brace themselves at the door, and the guy actually grabs, there's a cabinet like right next to it, and pulls it over and like basically drops it in front, like just kind of just grabs it and says, "Look out!" Puts it down in front of the way of the door. So it's actually there is a piece of
Hey, we
furniture
should
blocking
probably
the door.
split the pay with these guys.
Yes. The threat is that the door has a little glass window, and you can see like faces of thugs, like
Uh-oh.
they're screaming like people at the Michigan State House. All right, sorry, got political. It's the only time I'll get political. So in any case, so they can see through the door, and it looks like they're thinking about shooting through it. So that is the danger there. So that's the threat for you, and for those
Alrighty.
people. All right, so that's you. You went first. Bobkin, I believe, is now, or Sorbo, but I believe Bobkin, you said you did want to go.
Yeah.
I will. If he wants to go first, he can go first.
Oh no! I've shot the nice man that hurt you.
Yes.
So he sort of doubled over
And-
reeling.
Quite significantly.
By all means, I
I-
wouldn't dream of getting in your way.
I want to bash
Okay.
the person.
All right. You will bash him. So he is just kind of
And
shaking his
how
head.
do I do that? 'Cause,
Okay.
Hit him
So
with your stick.
you hit him with your stick.
oh, yeah, it was sick.
So yeah.
How do
So
I do that?
you are back in the game on the game board, right? So
Yeah.
So that's good.
I see you guys. I see the big guy and the little guy.
no, you're on Zoom. So you want to go to the RPG sessions where we actually have to roll the dice. Right? That's where we want to go.
Where is that?
That's I think that's the one you just opened with Veronica a little while ago.
One of these things over here?
I don't know. I
Yeah,
can't see your
it should be
screen.
Something that's open in your web browser.
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
you got it. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
game table should have the list of characters on the left, the dice in the
There's
middle,
me.
and there's you. So
Cool.
click on
Got
your
wounds and strains,
so
and then
great. So select your melee skill. from the green where it says select a skill.
I'm looking, buddy. I'm looking.
So first thing you have to do is you have to click on your character on the left.
Oh, okay.
So he comes up in the middle.
All right. Click on my character.
So he comes up in the middle, and then he should come up in the middle, and then you should have the option in the green box in the middle, almost the center of the screen, to
Screen.
so select a skill.
It doesn't say select a skill.
Do you see 2 rows that have dice? Like there's right below your character, there's all the dice, and then there's a box that has some dice in it.
Yeah. Choose a skill.
Choose a skill. There you go.
There we go.
Choose melee.
Melee.
All right. Do you want to hit him with both sticks, which is 3 difficulty, or hit him with 1 stick, which is 2 difficulty?
I want to hit him. So what do I want?
I mean, hit him with 2 sticks, and it's going to hurt harder. It's harder to do, but you hit him twice.
Right. What do I click?
Do you want to hit him with 3 or 2? Just answer that
2.
question. So 2. So click the purple die 3 times to add 3 purple.
So I got yellow, green automatically?
Yes, that's from your skill. So to oppose it, you add 3 purple.
There it is. Okay.
Okay, now roll dice.
Roll dice. Okay.
Okay. So 1 success, 2 advantages. So as it happens, you only hit him with 1 anyway, 1 stick, but you do swing with both sticks. But you hit him with 1. That's okay. That's fine. Let's just do that. So that's 1 success plus 5. That's good. So that you give him a good firm hit. I assume because it's what you said you were going to do. You hit him in the kidney as you're going past to get behind him. So you are now, with the 2 advantages, behind him. That isn't enough to activate your stun, but it's enough to get behind him with the 2 advantages. So that puts you in an advantaged position, and I'll just remember here, I'm going to add a boost die to that next turn, or you can pass your boost die on to anybody else who wants to attack him. Like Sorbo, for instance.
Oh. All right.
So, but they both get to go. So,
Say they're next up.
Are you up, Sorbo?
No. First they get to go. So, so Zark is going to go, and he's going to try to swing around and swing at you. And I'm going to switch a destiny die to upgrade one of his dice.
How dare you?
Got to use him for something. And a black die for the marbles. And that is not good.
He has lots of dice.
He is a very large individual. Okie doke. So let me see. That's 3 plus 3, which is 6. So you absorb, your soak absorbs 4 of that. So Bobkin, he just straight up tries to clock you in the head with his fist, and you manage to get up your shoulder, but you still take 2 wounds from that.
Damn.
Yeah, he hits hard.
Oh, wounds rather than strain too.
Yeah, no, he is attacking to kill. Yeah.
Well, so am I.
Yeah. Yeah. The rest of the group is like it hasn't risen to that level, but these 2 are trying to kill each other in this part of the room. The zone of lethality is around these 2. Okay. Alrighty. Because that's the way Zark rolls. Okay, so there is that, and then Kerr Nifton. He actually. Let's see here. I think he's going to do this. And I'm going to flip one more because I wanted that to do there. And roll dice. Oh, okay. So Kernifton tries to rally his men and then kind of realizes things are not going well for him. And he throws up his hands. And just stop. Stop, everybody, stop. Sorbo, he is not moving, he is not attacking. What are you going to do?
The very large gentleman that is trying to kill Bobkin,
Yeah.
I'm going to shoot him again and then say, oops.
Yeah. Okay.
Hand up.
So yeah. Are you still on stun? You still trying to do stun?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right. Roll to attack him.
All right. And it is, was it still 1 difficulty because of the range?
It is 1 difficulty because of the range. Yeah.
All right.
Okie doke. 1 success, 3 advantages. All right. I will say 3 advantages. Do you have an extra quality to the weapon that you that attack?
Yes. I could activate auto fire.
Okay.
I'm not sure that I necessarily want to do that.
Because you want the leader conscious to.
Yeah, I don't want to shoot him, the guy who's surrendering. So I'm not going to activate auto fire. It just does the weapon damage is 8 plus whatever the 1 success gives me. Stun.
Okay, I believe. Let's see.
Can I buy more stun with advantages?
Let's see. You can negate their defensive bonus, which is good. Oh, and you should have gotten you could have gotten a boost, but we didn't use it, so that's okay. This may be it. You could. You know what you can do? His little defense unit on his chest. You can temporarily knock that out. So it's not permanent; it just knocks it out. Okay, so temporarily knocks that out. So
yeah, he doesn't need that.
So that basically, you see that short out, and that basically lowers his defenses.
And then the success adds 1 to the damage of the weapon?
Yes, yes, it does. Right, it is. Yeah.
So that's 9 more strain. Please tell me he's unconscious.
Yeah, he finally and drops backwards and falls, and actually the floor kind of bounces a little bit.
Yeah. At which point Sorbo will like power down the weapon and just say, "Oops."
And Nifton has still got his hands up. Misunderstanding. Just a misunderstanding.
I'm glad we understand.
And he's backing away slowly and kind of nudging Zark and kind of looking down. Oh, you put him right out. Luckily, I know a good hangover helper that'll help him out, but no hard feelings. I'm sure he won't hold it against you. He's a memory like a womp rat.
Oh, like you said, we're just fly-by-night ne'er-do-wells. We won't be here tomorrow.
Are there still dudes like in the window looking like they're gonna shoot at me?
They have seen him put his hands up, and they are no longer. They're waiting to. They're kind of looking through the window to see him and what he's doing.
Your mooks want an order. I would suggest stop pushing on the door. Don't shoot the Alina. Any of those will work.
Stand down. Everyone, stand down.
That too.
I like that your priority is as ordering them not to shoot you.
Closest.
Not don't shoot any of us. Don't shoot you. It's fine. Yeah.
But,
if he wants to leave, he's more than welcome to.
I'm gonna need help with this cabinet if you want to leave.
He will undercover, and Bob, can I assume that you're just kind of keeping a watchful eye over him at this point? So under the cover watchful eye of Bobkin and Sorbo, he will, if you allow me to open the door, I will have my boys pull Zark out of here, and we'll be out of your way. End of story.
Yeah, he can go open the door. I don't think his boys get to get in here. Bobkin, do you want to drag our unconscious friend out to the waiting crowd?
I don't know if
people in here?
I honestly don't know that Bobkin's strong enough to do that. This guy is like he weighs like 460 pounds.
If it's that level, yeah, we can have them come in under cover of.
Yeah, they average like what 6 to 7 feet tall.
Yeah, they're huge, and they're just solid muscle. He weighs a lot. He weighs
I'm 6 feet tall. I'm not 400. Yeah.
Well, he's a lot broader than you.
Yeah.
He weighs a lot.
Yes. We will let them recover their fallen and leave.
Okay.
That seems reasonable.
So they recover their fallen and leave, and they are gone. They are gone from your sight.
And we only broke 1 vase.
Yes, indeed.
full of random rings and stuff.
We
Right.
only broke 2 things.
Right. So they're gone. Congratulations. Dok Ondar thanks you, well, through Theron Jaxaris, thanks you profusely for your assistance. And he is giving you each, this is in part something he was considering for as a bonus for how bad he feels about your comrades, but also for your assistance. So you each, he pays you handsomely 1,000 credits.
Ooh.
And he says, he lets you know, Theron Jaxaris lets you know that loyalty is very important to us. And knowing that we can count on someone is very important. It's
That's
something
definitely appreciated.
we value greatly.
Yeah, right.
He will likely not be trouble for us anytime soon. We will certainly take additional precautions from now on. We can't promise that he won't be trouble for you at some point down the road, but because if nothing else, you have embarrassed him.
We embarrass lots of people.
Including ourselves.
First and foremost.
So that's that in terms of the combat. Yes, the gangster is at least temporarily dealt with. So we'll remove those initiative slots because that's all done with. Is there anything anybody needs? Oh, Bobkin, you have been wounded. Do you need any medical care?
Sure.
Can you provide some medical care, Sorbo? Yeah.
I can wing it. Yeah. Yeah, sure. I've seen people do this before. It can't
you did it a couple weeks ago.
yeah.
You're better at winging it than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Generally
so it's just a
intelligent.
medicine roll?
It is a medicine roll. It is let me see. He only took 4, so it's only let me see. It's less than half, so it's only 1 difficulty actually.
Oh, fair enough.
Pretty easy.
So, my 4 dice, 1 difficulty. I don't think there's any advantage or assistance.
Nope.
So,
Just straight up.
all right. Let me roll to not accidentally remove Bobkin's arm.
Yes.
The bruised part is. Uh-oh.
I have not accidentally removed your
You have
arm.
not actually
I've
removed his
also
arm.
Not helped.
You have not really helped.
Stretches.
You have 3 advantages.
I've given you some like calisthenic exercises.
You
and
now
some
have the
physical therapy to
opportunity.
do.
Yeah, right.
Yes,
right,
exactly.
Right, yeah.
So you have 3 advantages, which means you get some painkillers, and it's like you're still bruised as hell and your back strained, but you don't feel it as much.
There you go.
Hey,
Elite-
Doc. These lovely patrons of yours, like they helped too. So like at least a coupon or something.
He will give them a discount on anything that they want in here.
They get the employee discount today because they helped.
Exactly.
They are employees.
Employee discount for 1 day for beating off the gangster thugs.
So,
So,
Cat
we
move was
have-
cool too.
we have a day before they can finish
yes, you do.
coding. Okay, fair.
Yes, you do. So, so you do whatever you want in that day. I'm assuming you're going to let Andro and Lodicom know about, and Babatigo for that matter, know about the whole altercation in Dok Ondar's, just in case.
Oh yeah.
I assume that Mattia wanted to like go shopping and stuff or trading and.
She does. She definitely does want to go shopping. And
So,
she
snacks and stuff. All right.
snacks.
No,
Always.
she can't take all of my role. She already took the like little hands part in the mechanics.
Yeah.
Is there a lightsaber roll we can? Is there?
Well-
we can do.
I mean, again, you tried it. I'm gonna say that you're gonna need a little bit of some time studying to improve that mechanic skill before you can attempt it again.
Okay.
So for right now, you have the elements, but you don't have the lightsaber. You're gonna have to work on it.
Don't. You're right. All right.
Now again, it's up to you whether you want to put points in mechanic skill, but you're at least going to have to try to study it for a while.
Well, that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah.
So they're working on the device to get the information off of it, but did he have star charts because we were going to trade that for, right? Or is it all on the
I think it was in exchange for them decoding it, we would get these charts and then whatever other information he has that makes these charts legible. Like if he had if we need like another chart to sort of like act as a Rosetta Stone, that would be provided as well.
You get a
so there's nothing I can actually like browse through yet?
No.
Yeah.
You will get it. Yeah, you will get a copy of the data that makes the data useful. And that's the deal. And so you basically have a day between then and there.
I'm going to stay on the ship where the valuables are.
Okay, yes, stay on the ship. Bobkin and Laina, are you going to do anything in that day?
Does he have other stuff I can study?
I mean, he will give you access to some of the other sources of astrogational data that he has if you want to look at it, just to browse them. Yeah. I mean, some of it is interesting. You do see sort of routes, hyperlanes that were used by the ancient Jedi Order. Some stuff about the Great Hyperspace War. Little stuff about like how Jedi transports and like how fast they went and like travel times and how that affected how their order developed and where the temples were built and all that stuff.
Can I give you an astronegation for just like looking for anomalies in these maps?
An astronegation. Yes, you may.
Isn't it called astronegation?
It's astrogation. If it were astronegation, it would negate the stars.
All right. They're making navigation into a word about stars. It's confusing anyway. Does it have a challenge rating?
It does. I'm going to say that's about 3 purple, I would say.
Okay. You don't want to give me any black? Come on.
No, because I thought about it, but Dok Ondar he's pretty thorough. He's a pretty thorough researcher, so I don't think he would have any.
It wouldn't actually matter. I was just hoping to actually use my ability to negate black dice.
Yes.
Because it makes me feel better. 2 advantages. There's a lot of books. Ugh.
Indeed.
I should have just stuck with the snacks.
Just update. We're not seeing the rolls here, so let me just update that really quickly. Go. Okay. So nothing really other than 2 advantages. I mean, the 2 advantages, I'll say that it's just you get a good general sense that you can again make a note of this at some point somewhere on your character sheet. You have just a good general sense of kind of the roots of the ancient Jedi and kind of the areas of the galaxy where they were more active. So that's information you can call up later. Sort of just exposure to the information, if you will. So let's call it that. Bobkin, is there anything you want to do in that day? We already said you can't really work on the lightsaber again, but
no, just study.
Just study.
Yeah.
All right, so you're just going to study. You trying to meditate and everything, and just kind of.
Yeah.
Okay.
Study and get ready, right?
And get ready. So let's see here. Where is that? I think it is here. You get the data and you plug the data in and you get a location. And the location is a little system that is not, again, on modern star charts. As far as the modern Imperial astrogation databases are concerned, it does not exist. And it is a little system identified as Kuna's Heart. As you may see, the computer warns you that the astrogation survey data for this system has not been updated in 441,000 days and 283 days. So that means that
1,200 years.
Yes. So that means that the risk of gravitational drift, i.e., the hazard of jumping to this system if you don't really know what you're doing, and having something happen bad is relatively high. But the closer you can get, the better. But yeah, so it's this little system in this little constellation. Laina, give me an astrogation roll against. This is easy
No.
because it's just one
No
difficulty.
astrogation, just astronegation.
Astronegation. I can only negate things.
Difficulty.
Just one purple die because you're looking straight at the data.
Bloop. Nope. Guys, I've been looking at a lot of these today. They all look the same at this point. This just
I
looks
don't
like
know.
a really old version of that one.
I didn't even get hit in the fight, but I feel out of it. The only thing that you
Shouldn't have studied.
the only thing that you can identify here is that this this system in Kuna's heart, that there are charted systems in that area that are also called Kuna. That there's Kuna's tail and Kuna's horn and Kuna's fist and Kuna's eye. So there's a whole Kuna's constellation. So you figure that it's a reasonably
Selena's
close.
actually just like really sick of looking at star charts, so she just starts drawing like what she thinks a Kuna looks like.
Yes, exactly. It's like I think it's a Kuna. I'm drawing. You're basically just playing connect the dots. You're making a drawing out of the. Like I think it's this. It looks something like it's something like a loth cat you draw for some reason. So there is that. So that is the location that you pull from the data, and you have a copy, which is now you can keep on the Lost Legacy and is in a integrated with the ship's navicomputer, so you can use that data.
Okay.
You also receive a message via one of the street urchins. They leave it since you are pretty much all sticking to the ship, they leave it with one of the droids, and one of the droids brings it to you. The message is, I represent interests who are opposed to Nashta Nifton and his gang. I heard how you ably defended Dok Ondar's and would be willing to pay you handsomely for assistance in removing this blight from the Black Spire outpost. And it gives you a coded. The message comes with a numerically coded comlink address to contact.
Okay.
So it's up to you whether you might want to do that or not.
I am not opposed to getting paid to clear out ne'er-do-wells.
Game on, baby. Game on.
But
baby.
my only thought is that we might want to be at full strength for this. If
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
not necessarily a time frame of, today.
Right.
Right.
Yes.
But game on. Yeah.
Yes. This is more something to Right. This is more something to consider. But it is, if this is something you wanted to do, that would mean that the ship remains here, for a while, and so as you can sort of consider that, and as you absorb this data, and then we can catch up with the other part of the group, and hopefully they will be able to link up and meet you.
Yeah.
Whether we go and get them or whether they end up, escaping on their
Mhm.
if they escape on their own, they'll probably get captured by someone even worse.
Mhm.
So we should probably go and get them. But
Well, yeah, we should.
Well, from
at that point,
a party standpoint, so again, does this mean that you want to, I mean, again, let's try to separate this out. Do you want to stay here on Batuu for a while to gather your strength to work for Dok Ondar to just provide security for him?
I think now that we have the information, and this is not me speaking for the group, it's just Sorbo's opinion. I think now that we have the information we need from this last transaction, the next goal is getting our two wayward member back.
Yeah. Get them
But
back.
I
and
don't
then-
have a problem
right.
with getting them and then returning here to sort of regroup and plan our next move.
Okay.
I agree.
And then at that point, we can talk about maybe cleaning house
Yeah.
here a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do we do with the NPCs?
Well, what are they doing?
Well, the problem is if we take them with, then they're more at risk of being captured.
Yeah, it does not seem like a good idea to take them
But
with.
if we leave them here, then either they're stranded or we leave a ship with them.
Well, you can't. Here's the thing: the Grasshopper has a hyperdrive now.
It does. It does.
It's pretty cramped.
Can we get 5 people in the Grasshopper?
Yeah.
Okay.
Comfortably?
No.
No.
I mean, it has the internal living space of a conversion van.
Yeah.
So it's
Dylan, if you're still making your character, I suggest a small race.
So yeah, we could take the Grasshopper and go and try and get them.
But it has the
Leave Dok Ondar here with the Lost Legacy, so that they've got the ability to flee if they need to.
right.
And then we'll just return once we've got full strength again.
The Grasshopper does have the advantage is that it is much faster than the Lost Legacy. It has a top of the line hyperdrive, a very fast hyperdrive. So you could potentially get somewhere. The thing is, yes, it isn't that comfortable, but it doesn't take you as much time to get everywhere.
Yeah.
So
Right.
yeah. So
Yeah, at this point, the main question is, where are they now? Kind of.
right, and that's something that we don't know at this point, but hopefully we will know
Yes.
after the next session with Dylan and Nick, and that will then result in a rendezvous point where we will all be back together. So I think is everybody else in agreement on that? Is that what you'll do next time? Is go.
We're good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Also Laina in her hat. Yes, as well. We'll go. All right. So that is, even though we
Might
work.
need a study hat. She's gonna have to go find that Jawa again.
Yes, we
I
were
need a different hat.
need a different hat. I need a hat that's more appropriate for an Alina head. So we'll research different. A fez would do really well.
Indoor hat.
How about a fez?
I have Fez.
That's a good
You want
look.
you want a Fez?
A fez would fit nicely on like that part of their head.
Yes. No, we're
Yeah,
good. We're
right?
good. Yeah.
Like fez
I have-
shaped already.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, we will leave it there and pick it up next time. So, thanks, folks, and we will see you.